Okay guys, even though it's getting a little bit late, I mean it's like 6:45, so I know I'm gonna lose some sunlight, but I want to give this a shot anyway. So I have decided this time I'm going to start with about a half chimney size. I'm using the smaller chimney, filled up with some Kingsford blueback charcoal. Right here, you guys are familiar with that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna do, this is about half the size of the full size chimney, I think. Probably got about maybe 35-40 coals in there. So we're gonna start with that this time. And hopefully this time I'll be able to get some better managed temperatures, but like I said, from lessons learned, I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm going to let it do what it does. I'm going to enjoy the process of really learning this smoker, getting to know it, and hopefully I'll get better, with experience. Okay, looking like we're getting like the fire is kind of like we're getting more towards the buildup of better coals, with the door cracked. Still not quite at 150. And like I said before, this is where, I'm just not too sure what the correct next move should be. Should I leave the door on the firebox in this current state, or should I close it all the way? Okay, well, I think I'm going to close the door all the way and see if the temperature rises any. Let's see if over the next 10 minutes, if I can get that thermostat above 150. I mean, I'm really trying not to micromanage this situation. I'm trying to follow that advice. But I don't want to put my meat on the smoker until, I'm at least around 200 degrees. Let's see what we get. All right, door is closed. Damper is all the way open. We're still just shy of 150, so I'm going to check back in about 10 minutes. Okay guys, actually I waited about 15 minutes to see if there's been any change in the temperature since I closed the firebox door all the way. And forgive me for the lighting, it's getting dark. It's probably almost 8:30 p.m. now, so definitely won't have much outdoor light. Okay, so this is a good sign. The temperature has moved past 150, so probably around 160. So I think my lesson here is I probably needed to close the firebox door sooner in the process. Maybe just leave it open long enough to make sure that that fire is really caught to the logs, and then close it up. I don't know. Help me out, guys. I'm new at this, so if you're watching and you have some advice for me on how to get this stick burner going, please Give me some comments and feedback. Let me take a look at what's going on inside. Okay, so now we definitely have a bed of coals. So I'm gonna add that log that's been in there getting warm. I'm gonna put that on top of the fire. Okay guys, this might be my last update since I'm losing sunlight. I'll probably show you the end result if I ever get there. So I decided to add that split and keep the firebox door open for about 5 minutes to make sure that it lit pretty well. And it's doing that. I come over here, look at the temperature gauge, and we're getting close. Well, we're finally in the smoking reading, so looks like we're about 175, 180. So I think I'm gonna close the door up, leave the damper open, see if that makes, if I continue to pick up some degrees before I put my meat on. So actually when I'm cooking this evening is, if I didn't mention it before, I'm doing a pork loin. Not really my favorite. This is only my second time cooking a pork loin. So, if I mess it up out here, no harm, no foul. But I am trying Malcolm Reed's recipe for I think it's like a smoked lemon pepper pork loin, and I usually have really good results when I use Malcolm Reed's recipes. You can find him over at How to Barbecue Right. Ultimately, it took me well over 1 hour to get a good fire going inside of the firebox, and I came away from the experience realizing that using about a half chimney of Kingsford charcoal is probably not sufficient. Next time I will definitely use either a full chimney, or I may switch to lump charcoal. So I did cook the pork loin. I had 2 cuts. In total, it was about 2.5 pounds, and I got this meat from Butcher Box, which is an online meat curator. I placed both pieces of the pork loin on the upper grate. The one that was closest to the firebox took me about 3 hours, 50 minutes to get the internal temperature past 145 degrees. And the second cut took me about 4 hours and 45 minutes. All in all, the pork loin did turn out pretty good. I think it turned out a little bit too salty. I used kosher salt, and then I also used lemon pepper, and I didn't take into account that the lemon pepper already has enough salt in it. So to sum it all up, again, my biggest challenge is learning how to get a good bed of coals inside of my firebox at the start of the cook. So again, I am having fun. I love the cooker. I think it's high quality. Lone Star Grillz does a great job. I have absolutely no regrets about entering into this stick burning world. So I will continue to try and hone my craft, and I'll also continue to make videos as well. Thanks again for your support. Please feel free to leave any comments and ask questions, and I'll see you in the next one.